Hello guys, welcome back to another video with me. If you're new here, hello guys, welcome to my channel. And if you're not new here, hello guys, welcome back to another video with me. I'm sorry I sound very nasally and all of this. It has been very hot in the UK and I just so happened to get like a cold or a hay fever or something during the hottest point of the UK for a long time. So I am slowly suffering with that whilst also trying to manage my life and trying to read and everything else. But I'm back with another review. And this review is very monumental because I have finally completed the A to Z reading challenge. I've been doing it for about a year and a half now. It has taken me so long, but a lot of the books that I've been reading, some of them have been very long, some of them have been short, and some of them, it hasn't been consistent, so I haven't read every book one after the other. I've read other books whilst also reading alphabet books as well. So we're finally finished. So the book that I have, the last letter that I needed to read for the A to Z reading challenge was J. And essentially it took me so long to find a J book, and I was in the works. And I just so happened to stumble across a book. Just one, but a book. And it began with J. So I just picked it up because it was the only J book. And I saw that there was a review from Lisa Jewell, who is one of the authors that I do own but have never read. She is a thriller or crime author. And I thought, right, if Lisa Jewell has reviewed this book, then I will trust this book. And based off the fact that Lisa Jewell reviewed this book, and she said that it was a gripping story of greed, lies, and dark family secrets, based off that alone, I thought it was a thriller. So I picked it up, and the book that I have finally read and completed the A to Z challenge with is Just My Luck by Adele Parks. Now this cover does not give any single thing away. In fact, it is completely unrelated to a swimming pool altogether, which is, something I like. It doesn't give anything away at all about what it is or anything. It just says, what if winning means losing everything? So this, I've never read an Adele Parks book before. I was going in blind. I had no idea based off the cover about what this was going to be like or what this was going to be about. I had to read the blurb. Now, normally a book like this, with this kind of cover, like with the swimming pool and all that, normally that would not appeal to me because I like romance books that have got like dark covers on it and things. Example. Let's have an example. For example, a book like Ruthless Creatures. Like, I like that kind of cover. That appealed to me. So I would have. Oh shit! It's all going wrong. Anyway, I'll pick that up later. Anyway, it's books like that appeal to me. So this book normally would have not drew me in based off the cover. But the blurb and the review by Lisa Jewell did. So, let me read you the blurb and we'll get into the review. Be careful what you wish for. It's the stuff dreams are made of. A lottery win so big, it changes everything. For 15 years, Lexi and Jake have played the same 6 numbers with their friends, the Pearsons and the Heathcotes. Over dinner parties, fish and chip suppers and summer barbecues, they've discussed the important stuff. Kids, marriage, jobs and houses. They've laughed off their disappointment when they failed to win anything more than a tenner. But then, one Saturday night, the unthinkable happens. There is a rift in the group, someone doesn't tell the truth, and soon after, 6 numbers come up which change everything forever. Lexi and Jake have a ticket worth £18 million, and their friends are determined to claim a share of it. Okay, so, based off all of that information alone, it does not give you that much. Like, that is like the first little chunk of the story. Like, yeah, that's like the first little bit. That's literally all that blurb has given you. So, this specific paperback edition was published in 2020. And I think that the book came out in 2020 as well, because that's when the copyright is on it. What to say about this book? Well, I don't know how to rate this, but I don't know how to rate this because I have just finished it. And I have to say, the plot twists were unexpected. I was not expecting what I've read in this book at all. I think there were 3 major plot twists in this book that gave me, like, something, I don't know, it gave me, like, shock, gave me some chills, you know. The ending, that was something. The ending makes you doubt everything that you've read, in my opinion. Because you go through the book believing this one thing about Lexi and Jake and all of this, and a lot of secrets come out. And then right at the end, Adele just puts a... Because what Adele, in this book, what the author has done is she has listed a lot of chapters with dates. So she's got characters... and it's in their perspectives based off so for example, if it's an Emily chapter, it's in Emily's perspective. Some of the chapters have been listed with dates, so like Saturday the 20th of April. So you have to make sure that you keep track of your dates and what events are happening, because when it says 20th of April, some of the events happen before the current events. So it starts off with the 20th of April, so this is the beginning. So you have to make sure that you're focusing when reading this book on the key dates, because some dates go back in time before the lottery happens, some dates are after the lottery happens, all of this. So you have to make sure that you're paying attention to the dates, to the years, to the events that are happening. Otherwise, it may seem confusing. But right at the beginning, we are introduced to this lottery game that Lexi, Jake, and all of their friends take part in. That begins on the 20th of April. It doesn't really give a year, but I think it's 2020 because it's when it's done. So the 20th of April is the starting point. It's when the book opens. And the end literally finishes with the 13th of April. So it's got 53 chapters, 374 pages. And the final chapter is the week before the first chapter. And it opens out... It's just, the final chapter was very good. I liked how it ended. This book, in my opinion, I think I would have to rate this a 5-star, because it wasn't predictable. Everything, I was able to understand everything, the storyline, the characters. I did have to go back on myself a little bit when a character came out as being a suspect in something or something like that. I don't want to give too much away, but I did have to go back just to double check to make sure it was the character that I was thinking it was, because there are a lot of names in this book that you've got to follow along with. So I did have to go back just to double check, and that was a major plot twist. The plot twists were unexpected, which is what I like. They were unpredictable. The book was well written. You were easily able to understand what was going on. The timelines were very good as well. It was set out very well in terms of things happening, things going wrong. However, I would suggest that you read upon your trigger warnings before you read this book. There is swearing, there is talks of affairs, there is sexual talk. There are some dark themes and some dark moments in this book, so I would be advised, but it is thriller based and strictly, not really, there's really no romance in this whatsoever. It is thriller based, it is murder mystery. Well, it's not murder mystery, but it's kind of is a murder mystery. It's along that trope. But I have to say that, yeah, I do like reading Freida McFadden, and yes, Freida McFadden does know how to do a very good plot twist, but I think going out of Freida McFadden and into this new author has opened my eyes a lot, and I really, really enjoyed this book. It was superb, and I would strongly recommend that if you're able to sit through a book that has dark things in it, or dark themes, or dark references, or bad language, all of that, I would give this book a go. It is a bit older, it is 6 years old, but, you know, I do trust now. I do trust Lisa Jewell, and I do trust her review. See, that review by Lisa Jewell, The Gripping Story of Greed, Lies and Dark Family Secrets, yes, you are right. And the person who ends up coming out of all of this as being the suspect, or the guy, or the person, you know, like the man at the end, dude, you don't know what's coming if you read this book. It is so, the plot twist isn't bizarre, but it is so bizarre that you just don't see it coming. It's not bizarre in terms of, oh, you know, they go to space. That's not that kind of bizarre. It's just the bizarre of, damn, I never would have thought that would happen at all. But yes, so I highly recommend this book. 100%. I love this book. And this book finally concludes my A to Z reading challenge. So that is that done. I might give it a go in a few more years and read some different books for that, but I think for now, that's the A to Z reading challenge done, completed. I am still working on the Disney reading challenge, but that isn't consecutive, so I don't feel like I have to read every book for the Disney reading challenge. So I'm just taking it slow with that one. But I was thinking of coming up with a new plan and doing a theme of the week, which is where I look at, I've got notes down here, by the way, I'm reading off the notes. So I look at what week or what days are being celebrated within a week and choose a theme to read based upon this. For example, this week's theme, so the 29th of June until the 5th of July, I think, if my maths is correct. We'll see. I think it's, yeah, because the 7th is Monday. So yes. So it'll be the 29th of June, which is today, until the 6th of July, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. There is a national I don't know if it's Protect Your Lungs or it's National Love Your Lungs Week. And so that is trying to raise awareness for lung conditions and things that can affect the lungs and all of that kind of stuff. So I thought that this week's theme could be to read a book based around lungs. So I picked 5 Feet Apart. Now, I have read this book previously before. I love it so much. I know the storyline. I know everything about it. But I love this book so much. And I have read this multiple times. And I try and read it every year because it's so good. But yes. So I do think that I might start doing a theme of the week. And I'm going to start with lungs. That's my theme. So I do feel like I will read 5 Feet Apart. If there's any more books that I can see on my bookshelf that feature lungs or stories about lungs, then I'll read that. If not, I'll just do this and I'll review it. So I think that the theme of the week will happen every 2 weeks, if I'm able to. So I'm thinking that the first week will be the theme of the week, and then the second week will be reviewing the book or the books that I've read within that week based on that theme. But I don't think it'll be consistent where I'll do it every week, because there'll be weeks where I want to read other things that are unrelated and all of that. But I do think that it makes for interesting and trying out new things, but it also clears me of some of my TBR and gets me reading other books besides romance and other things. So I'm going to give theme of the week a go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you did like this video, please leave a thumbs up. If you are subscribed, thank you so much. If you aren't subscribed but want to be, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, please double check that you are still subscribed, because apparently YouTube keeps unsubscribing people from YouTube channels. And I just want to make sure that you are subscribed if you want to be. So I will see you guys in the next video. Stay in the cool if you're in the UK, because it is going to be apparently really hot coming up as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.